Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be predicting the Carabao Cup final. And I know you guys are probably thinking, this competition is dead, no one cares about it, people care about the Premier League, the Champions League, people would even rather watch the FA Cup. But this is a great opportunity for Man City and Spurs to win their first trophy this season. Man City, they lost last week to Chelsea in the FA Cup, destroying their dreams of a quadruple. But Pep will not let this faze him because he basically owns the Carabao Cup, considering the fact that Man City have won it for the last 5 to 6 years. And Ryan Mason got the dream of a lifetime managing Tottenham. Ryan Mason was so lucky to have his career stripped away from him 5 to 6 years ago due to injury, since he couldn't play anymore. But literally, he's got given the gift of a lifetime managing in one of the biggest clubs in England right now. I know Spurs haven't won anything, but still, Spurs are literally one of the biggest clubs in England, and he's had no managerial experience. And now he has the opportunity in his second game to win his first trophy as a manager. Who would have thought at the beginning of the season we would be saying that? But enough of the storylines, let me just go into the predictions and reasons why I think whoever team will win. But before going into this video, you know I'm going to say, make sure you guys like, comment, and hit that big subscribe button right there. And make sure you give me your own predictions, who you think will win the final. And let me know, neutral fans, who you actually want to win this competition. So the first talking point of the game I'm just going to talk about is Pep Guardiola versus Ryan Mason. And literally, if we just think about this, this is literally David versus Goliath. David versus Goliath. The Spanish in me just got out of it. But literally, man, this is a massive mismatch between the two managers. On one side, we've got one of the greatest managers of all time. On the other side, we've got a manager who's just managing his second game in his whole career as a manager. Who would have thought this? And Pep Guardiola is licking his lips, man. Imagine last week, yeah, I know he's higher than Mourinho and Tottenham in terms of the table before Ryan Mason got the job, but he was probably thinking, if there's one manager in this league I just do not want to face, it's Jose Mourinho. And you ask why? Because Mourinho in big one-off games, he knows how to get a job done. And Pep Guardiola knows that feeling. 2010, when he versus Inter Milan side, when Mourinho parked the bus and didn't allow Barcelona to score, one of the greatest Barcelona sides of all time. And even in 2011, when Mourinho came to the Liga in the Copa del Rey final, where Ronaldo scored the winning header in the extra time game, Pep Guardiola literally experienced it again. He doesn't know how to pass Mourinho in cup competitions when it comes to the final. And the reason for this is because Mourinho knows how to stifle teams. He knows how to interrupt teams with free-flowing football and literally knows how to park the bus to prevent them from scoring. He knows how to drill it into the defenders' heads that although you do not want to play this style of football, although it's not attractive, it will get the job done. And Pep Guardiola must be thanking the Lord that he does not have to face this style of football. I predict Ryan Mason to literally do what he did against Southampton, literally do what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did when he managed his first game for Man United against Cardiff. He's going to release the shackles off those Tottenham players who are literally playing negative football, and you saw it with their mentality and you saw it with their work ethic. They did not want to do this. But if there's one team in the league you should park the bus against, it's Man City. Because if you play this high pressing football, if you play with this freedom and not much tactics, Pep Guardiola and Man City are going to take advantage over this. Like from minute one, if I see those Spurs players literally pressing those Man City defenders who know how to play up from the back, they got Stones, Laporte, Diaz, all comfortable on the ball, and they played with worse press like Liverpool, other teams, Dortmund, who have known how to press very well. They've literally played out of that. So imagine a Tottenham side pressing these wonderful defenders. It ain't going to end well, and this is going to leave so much space in behind for Man City's excellent midfielders. And we know Højbjerg has been having a good season, but if there's one thing we know about him, he is not mobile enough to cope with midfielders. And we saw this in the league fixture when Mourinho was managing them, when he literally got ripped by Gundogan and Foden all game. So if Tottenham do play this high pressing football and do literally play free flowing football and do not have a care in the world when it comes to tactically defending, Pep Guardiola is going to have a great opportunity in winning this game relatively easily. I know it's a cup final and everyone says it's a one-off game, anything can happen, you never know, a red card, a dismissal, a bad refereeing decision. I know, I am taking that into account. But if everything goes according to plan in terms of the game and there's no massive poor decisions, or if there's no red card or a massive slide tackle or injury, it's a massive mismatch, and I think Man City will be able to take advantage over this in terms of the managerial experience. So in terms of the next segment, in terms of this game, I want to talk about the match winners, who I think from both teams in terms of players are going to win the game for either side. The biggest players from each team. And although Kevin De Bruyne and Kane are injured, I am not going to take them into account in terms of this. So in terms of Man City, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to put the pressure on this young man's shoulders who, let's be honest, man, he's not fazed by the pressure. Phil Foden. And I'm just going to say this. This ain't hyperbole. This ain't me exaggerating. This ain't me literally being the prisoner of the moment. I'm just going to stop speaking English and I'm just going to start speaking facts, yeah? Because I'm just going to say it. Phil Foden is Didier Drogba reincarnated as a midfielder, as a white midfielder. And why, you may ask, why I say this? He's a big game player. And why I speak utter nonsense, you must ask. Phil Foden is a big game player when it truly matters, when you push all your poker chips into the middle of the table. If there's one player you want on your team, it has to be Phil Foden. He does not crack under pressure. We saw this last season at the Bernabeu where he absolutely ripped and toyed with Real Madrid last season, playing as a false nine. We saw it this season, which literally sparked Man City's season when they destroyed Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. We saw it against Aston Villa last game when he literally won man of the match. We saw this at the Anfield Stadium. Anfield. Foden literally switched up the game, showed his strength, showed his pace, showed his intelligence, and literally ripped my team to shreds. He does not care how big the team is. He doesn't care how big the moment is. He will perform when his team needs him most. So in terms of this final, Pep Guardiola must start him. He literally gives Man City something different, a new dimension that they actually don't have. Because the other midfielders they have, they're a little bit older. Foden's much younger. He has the energy. He has the youthfulness. He can literally bring that electricity in terms of the passing and the pace within that Man City side. Because sometimes they do like passing it sideways. Sometimes being lethargic in terms of their movement. Foden's not like this. And we saw this last weekend against Chelsea in the FA Cup when he literally came on and he literally changed the whole game. So the other player I'm going to be talking about on Tottenham's end, who is going to have a massive impact in terms of his Spurs win or lose, it's not going to be Harry Kane because he is injured and he might not be match fit in terms of this game. But I'm going to say it. I know you might look at me sideways, but it's going to be Gareth Bale. And you guys must know why I'm saying Gareth Bale. Because he hasn't been fit, he hasn't been consistent, he hasn't been playing well in terms of this season. And it looks like he'd rather be in a golf course. But let's be honest, in cup finals, when teams really need him most, Gareth Bale steps up. We saw it in big European finals against Liverpool. We saw it against Atletico Madrid. We saw it against Barcelona in the Copa del Rey as well, man. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going, and the toughness is the other team on the opposition side. And Gareth Bale will score big goals when it really, really matters. I know you're thinking, defensively, he's quite bad. He's going to leave poor defenders already like Doherty or Aurier vulnerable by themselves. But this is why you give Gareth Bale a free roll. I don't know why Tottenham haven't done this right now, man. Because before, when like 2013, 2014, when Villas-Boas used him, he gave him a free roll to literally do whatever he wants. Like Hazard did as well. Like, literally, man, get him in the latter areas of the pitch. Get him in goal-scoring positions. And Tottenham fans, Tottenham manager Ryan Mason, you will not be let down because the moment is never too big for Gareth Bale, like we've seen in terms of his whole career. So in terms of this game, if Gareth Bale does get a free roll, if Gareth Bale does have the confidence, which he should have because he scored that wonderful goal against Southampton, so going to this cup final, he should be ready. Tottenham do have a small opportunity to actually win this game if the big player Gareth Bale steps up. So the next aspect of this game, I'm going to talk about Harry Kane and Kevin De Bruyne, and surely they're going to be massive misses in terms of both sides, but I think Man City will be more equipped to deal with the injury of Kevin De Bruyne. But I just want to say, it's quite ironic here, the two best players who should be on the pitch aren't going to play in terms of this cup final, man. That's quite upsetting because we do want to see the best players play in terms of cup finals, but we're just going to have to deal with it. But like I said, Man City are going to be much more equipped to deal with the miss of Kevin De Bruyne because we saw it like this season midway through it. Like Kevin De Bruyne was injured and that literally sparked Man City's great run in terms of going for the Premier League at Stamford Bridge. We've had players like Phil Foden step up, like I said earlier on. We've had Gundogan, PFA Player of the Year candidate, have a great season. Even Bernardo Silva, Mahrez having quite good seasons as well. Like literally, man, Man City are flooded with so much talent going forward that they can miss the likes of Kevin De Bruyne. But the same cannot be said about Tottenham because they only have like two world-class players and one of them is going to be injured who is their best player. So Tottenham have such more slim margin of error when it comes to missing players because they only have 2 to 3 world-class players, Gareth Bale world-class on his day, but everyone else ain't cut up to scratch when it comes to performing in big games, unlike Man City. So Harry Kane's going to be a massive miss in terms of his goal scoring spree as a goal scorer, because he's that top goal scorer of the Premier League. And he only needs 1 to 2 chances, man, because he's going to live. He knows, he understands he ain't going to have like 5 to 6 shots in terms of this game. But if he plays, he only needs 1 or 2 chances to score a goal, because he's that clinical. One of the greatest clinical strikers the Premier League has ever seen. And not just his goal scoring ability. If he doesn't play, Tottenham will not have his hold-up play, which is so pivotal to give his defenders so much space and time when it comes to not defenders as much, because Man City are going to have relentless attack after attack. So if Harry Kane is able to hold the ball up, he's going to give those defenders a moment of breath, because it's going to be so hard to deal with so much attacking talent and flair that Man City have at their disposal. Alright, so in terms of my predictions, you know what I'm swearing in terms of this game, since all the points I gave is basically anti-Tottenham. I just think Tottenham have no opportunity, have no chance of winning this game. It's going to be a massive defeat. I can't even lie. Like, if it's 1-0, 2-1, I know it's a cup final and anything can happen. A red card, a mistake, a bad decision. Even with VAR, there are prone to be bad decisions like we've seen numerous times this season. But at the end of the day, if the match goes as it should go, I can only see one winner in terms of this game, and Tottenham have no chance of winning this game. And I think it's going to be 3-1. I would have went for 4-1. I may have went for a 5-1. Maybe 5 would have been too much, but I would have went for a 4-1. But you know how it is, man. In cup finals, you aren't looking to destroy. You're just looking to win the competition at the end of the day. So I think Man City will see out the game. They won't go for more goals. They'll show a little bit more respect to Tottenham and literally try be more defensive when they got the lead and just like see the game through. So at the end of the day, I'm going to be predicting a 3-1 win for Man City, especially since they have more experience when it comes to winning this competition and competitions in general. So I see no chance for Ryan Mason to win his first trophy as a manager in his second game. So let me know in the comments what you guys think and who you think is going to win this game. And yeah, remember to leave a like, and yeah, just let me know in the comments who you think is going to win.